Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video. It is Miracle. Hey, how y'all doing? I also did not make two videos this week, which is why I just posted probably on a Sunday or Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Anyway, I am doing great. I actually don't really know what I was going to say at the very beginning of this video, so we're just going to keep it rolling. But essentially, it's been a week. It is finally Saturday, the 23rd of May. I officially have one more full week of more or less nothingness before I officially start my new job, which is very exciting. And I don't think I'll make any videos about like getting ready for first day of work or whatever, because my first day it will be at home for onboarding and everything. And then everything after that will be like in person. I'll probably make a video just like talking about my first week of work, but I'm not doing a whole let me take you to the office and all that good stuff, because I don't think I'll even record, and I'm pretty sure they won't allow me to record. So this would be better. It will be going back to when I worked at my last company and I just kind of like talked about it, but I'll be more like intentional about what I show, because last time I just talked about whatever I talked about and it was never about the job. But I also didn't have much to talk about because they didn't give me shit to do. So hopefully this will be different, of course. But in doing so, I still have a week to do whatever I wanted. And this past week, I didn't go out at all, which is why you didn't see me do anything this week. Because I tried to find things to do or to say or to make a video. That's how anyone makes a video. But I didn't have anything to say. So I couldn't make a video, which is why I haven't been making a video. And I think that's gonna be like the way I do things. If I don't really have anything to say, I'm not gonna force myself to come out and do 20 million things, because I'm not an expert at anything. I'm also not very good at speaking at things that I do know. So it's best to show, not tell. And this is one of those days, which is why I picked up the camera. So today is Saturday and I have filming today. Not real filming. I'm not an actor. I don't claim to be one. I don't want to be one. But I am an extra in someone's short film today, and it's 3 hours. So that is what I'm doing today. It literally starts in like an hour and a half, and I'm leaving in like less than 30 minutes to get there. It is currently like almost 1:30. I have to leave at 1:30 actually, so this is why I'm actually doing it right now and not later. But hopefully I'll be able to film at least some parts of it, just because I'm there for 3 hours. I hope I can film something. It is very similar to how I was in like a music video a few months ago. If you watch any of my videos, click here if I made a video about it. And I was showing you guys I was in like one of the lots that they filmed like a lot of TV shows in Chicago. I don't think we're going back there, but it is going to be kind of cool. So I don't know how I found it. I think I found it on Facebook or Instagram. It's always one of the other apps, right? So that's how I've been doing that. So that's what we're going to do today. That's all I really have planned in terms of anything else. I actually did have something else planned today in terms of modeling. There's this show called Runway Idol. You never heard of it because it is not out yet. It's actively still being filmed or casted, and they're trying to find like 40 models in terms of trying to like get them to show up, introduce themselves. That's their casting call for like an hour, and then if they're chosen, you get to be on a TV show, like 39 other models, whatever, cool, whatever. Sounds great, right? And they've been having these ads on Instagram to like sign up and go apply and all this good stuff. And I've applied to it because, you know, why not? The first time I applied, they give you a time slot based on what they have available on the calendar. It's like a Calendly, which gets you to choose like when you want to like interview for a job, the same way for them. They only had one singular timing that you can like do a casting call with them. And I was like, that's so dumb, because I'm busy that day, like the entire day, so I couldn't do it. And then like a few weeks later, like literally last week for me, but a few weeks after that first time, they came back and was like, we have more dates or whatever, like we want you to do it, whatever. You know those automatic emails they send to everyone who just didn't do it the first time? They did that. So then essentially they had me, I went to the website again, not sure why I have to re-log in every time I go on there, because anyway. But I go on there, same thing happens. One day to actually a cast call with them. And it was today. So today it was supposed to be at 12 p.m. Central Time, which I could totally have done. It was like in my cards. I was not like busy currently. Like even now it's like 1, I'm still at home. But I was thinking about it because the first time I did it or tried to do it, I was asking people who also applied. And one of my friends who's also a model, she talked about how she did the thing, and it felt kind of like they know what they were talking about. They came super late. They kept adjusting the time while she was in the Zoom call, because they weren't even all there. So I assume it was like more than one judge. And because of that, she kind of gave off the wrong vibe, but it wasn't like a very good casting call or even real. Especially for a TV show, it's like, well, how do you not just get this all in order before you get people on? And then I saw on Threads, because I'm on there right now, that someone else got on Runaway Idol casting call, and they also went through the whole shebang, but they actually got in. They said yes to them. Amazing. But they asked them to pay like $2,700 to be on there, and they have a 4 payment style installation, whatever. You can pay in 4 ways, or you can just pay all up front. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure why they want you to pay if you're going to be on a TV show. They should be paying you, whatever, right? Thought it was a one-time thing. Thought maybe they were the only ones who were dealing with it. And then today I looked into it because I was like, do I really want to go do an hour for a casting call right before I have to go outside and do more things? Because I'm sure I'll just be like, too many things are happening, right? And so I looked it up, and it's technically not big enough for Google to tell me if it was a scam or not. But if a Facebook person said this 3 weeks ago, they also got the same offer to be a part of Runway Idol, and they also were told to pay $2,700, and it was also in for installation. Apparently they have a sponsorship as well, if you can't afford it, whatever, right? So with all that being said, I didn't do it because it does come off kind of scammy. Like, you think ghost jobs are bad, and honestly they're still worse than like real things, but whatever. Point is, I didn't do it. So if you ever see Runway Idol as an ad on Facebook or Instagram because you are a model or an actor or whatever the heck you might be, or you just see it, whatever, it's fake. I'm pretty sure it's fake. They want people to pay. I'm pretty sure if they needed 40 models, they would have had 40 models by now. Doesn't take a genius to get 40 models. You can get 40 models in your own city. Like, it's also a national thing, so if they're taking this long, they're just getting people who are willing to pay for it, and it's crazy. But we're not doing that. So a little rundown I did this week before I literally have to go. I didn't do shit. But I did pay for a modeling website, and here's the reason why. I paid for All Casting, which is a website that is known to have jobs for acting, modeling, content creators, UGC, maybe, I don't really know. I didn't even look it up. But they basically do whatever Backstage does, but in my opinion, they do it kind of better. And I only say that because Backstage shows less jobs than what All Casting does when I filter it for Chicago. And I also just don't trust what Backstage has, because they will say it's for United States as a location, and then the description will say Texas. So it doesn't help with the filtering when I say Chicago, and it's not even filter itself out. Point is, All Casting just has more shit going on. And overall, it was like cheaper. I somehow got it at like the best time to apply for their website, or the only time I would ever apply for the website, because it is like $33.50 per month right now. And if you do it for 2 years, it's $84 total, which is what I did, 100%. I don't know if that's a scam. I don't know if that's like the original price. I don't know if that's the original price, but I think the original price was like $35. $35 per month, which is insane. But, $84 for 2 years is a lot better, especially since there's more things that can actually be shown on there, and hopefully with one project you can get that shit paid for. But point is, I have a job, so that money will come right back. It'll come right back, hey. Anyway, so I paid for All Casting, and I applied to at least 30 different jobs they had on there. And some of them were magazine covers, so they're not exactly something I can get paid for, but they are more exposure, which is nice, because outside of me paying for All Casting, I didn't have to pay for like the magazines. They're not popular, but magazine is a magazine because people will follow you if you post it. So that's what I've done, and I've just been applying on there. I will show you guys more about what is shown on there another day, just because I'm pretty sure I have to start leaving soon. But I will show you guys All Casting so that y'all can know like what's on the website. I'm sure you can look at it now. You can look at it for free, you just can't apply. But in case you don't know, I'll do it another video. I'll dedicate a video I need more ideas right now, so that will work. But yeah, I'm gonna start going because I'm sure I'm burning daylight just by yapping. So I'll see you guys there. I am finally back home. I honestly didn't know what to expect when I was there. So a little rundown. I got to the event. It was in like one of those churches that aren't a typical church. It's more like a building that they rented out for a church. It was for a film that's being released called A Highly Favored. I don't know how I didn't know any of this information before I went there, but all I knew was the title. And we were filming essentially like, I want to say 3 to 4 scenes. That took like 3 hours. And the reason why it was just straight pictures was, if you saw the first picture, it literally said we couldn't take any videos. We were only able to take pictures, and only during when we weren't filming. So basically we were just extras sitting in a crowd listening to the choir or the gospel group do their song. And the movie itself is basically like a competition of like whoever has the best gospel group wins, whatever. So our job was to just be the audience, to clap it up, to cheer for them, all the stuff you do when you're in a choir, or when you're in a church listening to a choir, or if you've just been to like a talent show, something similar to that. So that's why there were so many pictures of different groups with different backgrounds, and I was like kind of seated in different places. And throughout the whole thing, because we did like so many scenes, we had to change outfits because different scenes was like for different weeks. We also had like to move around as well. So it didn't really take too long overall. It was only 3 hours, which still a long time, but we were only filming us just like being there, and each scene took like 2 to 3 takes per time, but it was great. I got snacks because I was starving, and then I literally just came home. So that's pretty cool. But also, apparently we're getting paid for this, so I had no idea. I don't know how much it is because apparently I opted in for Zelle and not a check, so I have no idea until like it hits my bank account. So I'll let you know when I know, because I honestly forgot I was getting paid. But it was so funny because when I went to the event, I didn't know it was for a church type of deal. I know it was even a gospel thing. I went there and people were like dressed like they were going to church, and I was like, oh, this is like actually in a church. I just thought it was a convenient place to film because I'd done like a modeling practice in a church before. It had nothing to do with that. So I was like, oh, they were just filming in a church. No, it was a church scene. So I was like, oh. But it was fine. The outfits I had, one of them was like literally this shirt. Another one was like the green shirt you saw in the beginning of the video. So it wasn't anything bad. And we were sitting down most of the time, so like my pants were remaining the same. Right now they're like my regular black pants, but before it was like my blue pants. So it was pretty fine. It was actually really nice. It was really cool. But that was literally all I had going on today. So yeah, I just got paid for my first acting gig. You know, all I did was be an extra, but I've never been paid for it before, so this is interesting. That was my first time. Put that on my little resume. Wow, to think I'll be paid in acting before I get paid in modeling is insane. But here we are for sure. So that's all I have for you guys today. I think it's going to be a pretty short video just because I took only pictures. I try to take as many as I can in between shoots. But at some point they were just like going crazy and just be like, okay, action, action, action. And I was like, okay, cool. So I took as many as I could, but obviously pictures don't take up as much as a video could. So hopefully you enjoy it. I'll try to make another video next week about like just my experience in modeling and whatever else, so that I can have like an actual thing going on, because the next time I have anything going on is honestly next Saturday. So it's kind of funny considering that things are happening on the weekend. But also I do want to have another video before that, just because it's my last full week before I go back to work. And yeah, I'm ending my book video as well, so I guess that'll be my second big video. But anyway, before I ramble too much, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe so you don't miss an update from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.